Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. In this video, I'm going to give you a little rundown of what the last 34 days have been like since this whole thing has kind of started for me. But before I start, please hit subscribe below and click the bell for notifications so you know when I put out a new video. So the last 34 days has been a bit of a roller coaster ride. It's easy to say that things are progressing as they are, but I would want to also say that it hasn't been without a lot of confusion and a lot of just difficult moments, not just for myself but also for my wife and my family. 34 days ago I went into the doctor to try to figure out why I wasn't breathing well. And I came out of it with the thought that maybe I just had a little bit of sport-induced asthma. X-rays later led to CT scan, which led to a needle biopsy in my armpit, which led to a PET scan, which has led to multiple oncology meetings. And it's been this kind of, when you're going through cancer, when you're going through this entire experience, you are really kind of desperate to pick up on little straws of glimmer and hope. And because cancer literally is an epidemic in our country, you don't get that feeling depending on where you go. I made some choices to kind of take on a new oncology team from doing it from my last round and my last experience, because just the experience of going into a certain area just kind of brings back memories that are tough to deal with, and essentially that PTSD side of the experience, right? It brought back a lot of memories. So I chose to go to this outfit out of Edwards, Colorado, called the Shaw Cancer Center. And everyone has been super, super good and super nice and incredibly helpful and very personable with me too, which has been a huge deciding factor in continuing with them. I ended up getting referred down to a place called CBCI in Denver, and they were the place I went to for my stem cell transplant originally. And a lot has changed in the last 10 years. They at first were just a very small outfit and have grown into this big oncology hematology department through Presbyterian St. Luke in Denver. And because of that, you also get the sense that it is just a Denver, they're dealing with this type of thing on the mass. And when you start to feel like you're just a number and you're being told things that that one may not make a lot of sense to you, but you feel like you're being rushed through the system, it's kind of hard to really gather good facts for yourself to start making good choices and right choices for what your healthcare needs are. And that's kind of how I left last Thursday's meeting. As you probably have listened to the video, and you could probably tell, I was just, well, I was tired. It was just a really long day, and I didn't cut that video until about 10 or 11 at night. And that kind of tells you a lot right there, that it was a very demanding meeting, and it was very just I didn't feel 100% right with everything that was going on. And my wife felt the same way. So I had another oncology meeting today with my team at the Shaw Center in Edwards, and we were able to ask a lot of questions. We were able to start getting stuff answered, and we were the goal was to get an idea of what we're looking at as far as the next week, the next month, and the next 3 months of my life. And we finally got a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen, how things are going to unfold. But we also decided to choose to get a second opinion with the transplant team, because if I have to go the route of an allogenic transplant, then I want to make sure that I'm getting as much information as I possibly can. So my oncology assistant or nurse, my oncologist nurse ended up is putting some referrals into another outfit out of Denver through University Hospital in Denver, and we're gonna just get this other opinion with a guy that knows lymphoma very, very well and understands it also at another level. So we're getting a couple different opinions going on right now, and I just need to have this information so that I feel confident in the decision that's going to be made when that time needs to happen. So at this point, what is going on? Well, today the order went in to get my port put in. That's either going to happen at the end of the week or beginning of next week sometime. And then I have to do a little bit of chemo, a chemo meeting essentially, just so that I get a refresher course on chemotherapy and what it does and just stuff that you have to be mindful of as you're going through treatment. And then I start treatment and I go through 6 rounds. What we're going to start with is 6 rounds of this kind of a targeted chemotherapy for lymphoma, from how I understand it. And after the first 3, we'll run another PET scan and see how it's doing, how it's treating my lymphoma at this time. And then from there's this maintenance chemo that I'm not very keen about right now. They're saying that it could be indefinite, could be, I don't know what it means. The talk was about 2 different parts. One, I either can't tolerate it anymore, or I don't, or it doesn't work anymore. So what does that mean after that? Well, then there's one other situation that I'm a little hesitant to do, or maybe another stem cell transplant, a donor transplant, and try to kind of nuke this thing from a different person's immune standpoint, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now, a lot of things that, you know, obviously are weighing on my mind. You can probably see it in my face too. And you know, for the most part, I'm, you know, physically I'm feeling good. You know, I did a good 10-mile ride yesterday, which was great, and definitely helped get my mind kind of in a good spot again. But you know, mentally I'm just struggling with a couple things. You know, I'm not feeling like, you know, I guess it's easy to say that being naive and uninformed has its place, because the first round I didn't know anything about I didn't know anything about treatment, I didn't know anything about chemotherapy. All I knew is that cancer was a death sentence, but somehow I made it out of that. And you know, I had 9 years of remission and an awesome life. Now I'm facing it again. The odds are a little bit steeper against me, and the challenge is going to be a little bit more difficult. But if the outcome is really, really positive for it, then I guess that's kind of the way of it, you know. But you know, the reality is that it's not a sure thing either. So yeah, what goes on after that, I don't know. What if it comes back after this, and I don't have a good idea. And you know, I know a couple people that have gone through the same situation as I, and they didn't make it. So that's on my mind also. You know, my wife and I we were talking over lunch today just about how this is going to happen, you know, and we laughed a lot, we cried, and this is at lunch. And it's just, you know, I don't have answers to the things that are going on with this. And as you can probably tell, just as I'm rambling on here, it's just there's a lot of unknowns going into this, and that's why I have such strong opinions about cancer and the entire spectrum of it, and that goes for every aspect. So yeah, I'm doing, for the most part, I'm doing good. I'm just kind of ready to get this show on the road. I'm still trying to decide if the maintenance chemo side of it is going to be worth it, or if I should look at going, I'm definitely going to do these first 12 or these first 6 rounds to just kind of get my body into some sort of remission. And then from there, I'm probably going to look at doing, I don't know, that might be part of it, or I might be doing maybe some sort of organic homeopathic type of treatment that I need to do a little bit more research on. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where things are going. And there's, like I said, it's 34 days since this whole thing has unfolded, and I can tell you that the entire gamut of emotions has been gone through. I've been mad, I've been scared, I've punched things, I've just, I've had super good highs, just super low lows, and it's all part of just feeling the feelings as you're going through it, and not trying to dull them with drugs and alcohol. So yeah, I think that's all I want to rap about right now. I'm doing a lot of soul searching right now, and I'm doing a lot of just cleansing, purging of items and things in my life that are causing stress or just causing discomfort, in every aspect. And it's slowly getting through it all, which is good. And hopefully by the time I come out of this next round, it's going to be a very clean slate again. And I have a lot of good options at that point. So I feel good. I feel optimistic, believe it or not. And things are moving in the right way. So yeah, if you have any questions, obviously hit me in the comment section below. I want you guys to experience this as I go on. I want you to see how it is how it's making me feel, how it's affecting me, especially, so that you can kind of get a grasp of what it is that you might be about to embark on, or what you have and might be going through again in your life. So, all I can say is, good luck with this, because, just keep your head in the game, keep your head in a place where you're going to be able to keep fighting and keep strong, because that's a huge part of the battle, man. I would say, a massive part of the battle, and, just keep it going and keep it moving forward, and things will turn out right. So, all right. Again, thank you for your time and energy. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will see you guys on the next video.